And we're going to move into a gentle seated twist in addition to what we just did. We just did the right leg. We're going to go back to the left. So I'm going to pull the flesh away from my bottom. I've got this right leg extended out in front. I'm going to bring this guy up and over. And then I'm going to have to maybe pull my belly out of the way, tuck this guy over, and see if I can get that same good grip. Now, can I get the right or left foot down the ground? If I can, great. If I can't, who cares? Just stretching deeply through the gluteals. What I want to be able to do is try to balance from the left sit bone to the right sit bone. Lift my spine, long and tall. Use this arm to squeeze the leg in. Then, big in-breath, long spine. Tuck your chin down towards your shoulder and reach the left arm back. If you want to use the hand and palm to get a grip so you can pull that shoulder open, feel free, but add a little bit of twist to that gluteal stretch. See if you can balance from left sit bone to right sit bone and slowly pull that left shoulder back and open. And back to center. Opposite side. Flesh pulled away from the bottom. You're going to reach that right foot up and over. See if you can keep the right foot down. Reach in with the crook of that left elbow. Grab and pull. Lean. See if you can keep the foot down. Both sit bones on the ground. Big in breath. Long. Lengthen spine. And reach the right arm. Back and around. Big in breath. Long spine. As you turn, tuck the chin to go towards the shoulder. Pull the chest, rib cage open. Squeeze the right knee in towards the chest. Try to breathe. And back to center. I'm going to bring the legs just a little bit wide. I'm going to turn towards you so you can see a little better. My legs can go as wide or as close as I would prefer. I want to be able to lengthen through the adductors, but I also want to get into the hamstrings. What I'm going to do is kind of put one hand in front and one hand in back so I can lift myself forward. I want to create enough of a stretch so that when I'm seated tall, I'm still feeling a little bit of length in the adductors and in the hamstrings. If I lean forward just to there, I start to get a stretch. I can lengthen my arms just below my knee. Long spine, breathing through the nose. Close your eyes gently. Lift and lengthen. Feel those vertebrae. If there was anything I was gifted with, it was pain. I know it. I understand it. I've dealt with it. I've processed it. And I continue to work with it. Moving just a little bit more deeply now. My hamstrings have let go. My spine is still long. It's like I'm shimmying that upper thoracic spine. Those vertebrae around. Moving my cervical spine. Those kind of rickety joints from that car accident. I gently move them. Mobilize them. Use the muscles around. Push blood back into the area. Feels like I'm slowly lubricating the joints, putting a little WD-40 on them. If I start to feel too much into the hamstrings, I'm going to do this. I'm going to squeeze my knees up, my quads are lengthened. I'm going to pull the feet back. I'm going to push my legs down into the floor. push the legs down into the floor. As I push the legs down into the floor, it changes slightly the position in my hips. I still want a long, lengthened spine, good support with my hands, but push the legs down. It minimized that stretch for a moment in the hamstrings, and then slowly I'm going to relax, release, lengthen forward. And I'll come up, bring the bottoms of the feet together. A little bit of movement through the hips here. I felt just a little bit of restriction here, like if I push it would out. So I'm going to change the position a little bit. I leaned over just to see what was up with this hip. Because even my body, I'm the teacher, right? But you're still working on yourself, still figuring out your body's range of motion, little quirks. Long spine. As I lift, I start to feel, just like I did with the strap earlier, when my arms are lengthened and I lean back, I feel this pull between my shoulder blades. When I lean to the right, I feel it just a little bit more on the left side. When I lean to the left, I feel it just a little bit more on the right side. Long spine. Lift the head, look up. Big in-breath. And exhale. Allow your spine to roll down and forward. Like your forehead was slowly going to tuck in, chin towards the chest, abdomen, navel towards the spine. Like you're going to roll your forehead down into your big toes. Gentle, gentle mobilization. Lots of this stuff in my work. If I was getting ready to sit down and meditate, this is very much the kind of practice I engage in to open up my hips and induce a little bit more mobility so I can sit comfortably. Shavasana is the meditation we do at the end of class because it's the easiest position to get people in to let everything go. The problem with sitting upright is you have to have an open enough hips, strong enough spine, no back pain, because if you have back pain, all your focus goes to that. I'm going to grab my foam roller and kind of work on my sides over here again. Worked on latissimus dorsi. We're going to hook in a little bit, probably into the rotator cuff, right into teres major and minor. Maybe a little bit of infraspinatus, but I want to see how I feel through here today. Ooh. Now if I roll back, I'm getting more onto or closer to the spine, where I rolled over my shoulder blade just then. I want to be on the axillary border, the armpit border along my spine there. If I need to support my head and neck, I can just reach my arm out. Now if I lean forward or I lean back, what feels better to you? For me, it feels better if I'm a little bit forward. I'm going to grab the foam roll here and pull myself forward. If you don't have a foam roll, you could do this with some blankets and just put your hand on the ground and pull yourself over. But this foam roll is definitely going to help for the feedback into your nervous system. This is just more firm than those blankets will be. Now, my foot down here was on my calf. I want to use this foot and start to massage the inside of my calf. Where is the tension on that calf? Is it up high? In my case, I think it's more right there. I'm going to actually lean and press. It's like I've got that left foot pressing down to the calf while I'm pulling the serratus anterior open. If I rock back and forth while I lean in on the calf, that feels good to me. If I want, I can lift, that right arm. Start to move that around. I'm leaning a little bit back towards the shoulder blade. Lots of this is just exploration on your own body. Lots of mobility, working on yourself. The goal is to feel better. When we feel better, the meditation just rolls out of the practice. People have asked me recently, like, how often I do yoga. And what they don't understand is once you learn how to do yoga on the mat, you never stop doing it, even when you're off the mat. Ooh, now I'm getting more of my teres group right there. I'm getting a dull, broad ache out my tricep, out through my middle and posterior deltoids. I'm reaching up. I'm going to stack body weight. When I lean forward, it's actually a little bit more intense, but it changes the position. Now I'm just rolling. Do you see that little roll through my humerus? That's rotating the rotator cuff. It's accessing that muscle group. I'm going to move this just a little bit higher. Ooh, so tender. Now, I could not have told you that that spot right there was that exquisitely tender. I didn't feel that at all. But those muscles are controlling some of that movement of the head of my humerus, my upper arm bone across the shoulder joint. Now, if my foot here, if I'm done with the calf, can I move into the thigh? Is there anything there I can press in? Probably right there. Oh, oh, eek. Oh. Oh. Motion. I'm going to slowly roll onto my back. Seasoned professional here. That felt good to me. I'm going to slowly switch sides. And in your case, I'm going to just turn around so you can see this a little bit better so I can look at the camera while I do this. But same thing, opposite side. I'm along the axillary border. I'm kind of just below the chest and then along the armpit. On the side of the rib cage, really grabbing serratus anterior. I can grab here and pull forward. And again, if I've got this leg bent, can I use this foot to press into the calves? Now, is it pad of the foot, arch of the foot, heel of the foot? Oh, that's tender. Whew. So if the heel is too tender, you can move back to the arch. But if you want more pressure, you can use spot focus. Ooh. I could prop myself here. You can think deep thoughts about COVID, about the future of our species, biology, bacteria, viruses, billions of years of evolution of life on a planet, and why the hell that heel hurts so much in the calf. Ow! I'm going to move just a little bit higher, a little bit closer to the tibia. Oh. Now, this is firm, but I'm going to change my focus up into the area I was in. That dampened a little bit. I'm going to move the foam roller just a little bit higher. And I feel much more tension for some reason on that right side. But like I said, I don't feel anything when I was just moving this around. I'm going to grab here with both fingers and pull my body forward. That right heel is pressing into the calf, but I'm opening up right along the side body. I'm starting to hook right into serratus, but I'm also getting a little bit of the teres group, I think. Probably a little bit of latissimus dorsi. Pulling that forward, that feels good to me. If I need to support the head and neck, I can grab with the right hand and then support here. If I lift, ooh, it's got more pressure there. You go with what your own body allows you to do. This practice, as I teach you, is just a method of inquiry. It's a way of exploring. We're not forcing ourselves to any certain opinions. I don't really think of yoga, and this may be controversial, I don't think of yoga as belonging to any spiritual tradition. Yoga is a method of inquiry. Meditation is a tool. Yoga is a tool. Feel free to argue with me about that, by the way. But the way that I use it is to explore and open up my nervous system. Being able to hack my own nervous system, alter oxygen, carbon dioxide rates, lower my heart rate, induce calm. I moved that heel just a little bit higher towards the tibia. My neck was getting tired, so I'm going to let that guy roll down and in. Oh. It's not nearly as tense where my foam roll is making contact. I'm going to roll it up higher into my rotator cuff. This is definitely a little bit more into infraspinatus and then into teres. And it feels like I've got a little bit more tension right there. I'm going to interlace the fingers and lift my head and neck to support there. And that gives me like this little nice pillow. If I want to press back into the calf again or into the thigh, I can, using that big broad arch or using the heel. What happens if I lift up and over? Ooh. Forward, back, down, and in. It's interesting to me that this left side doesn't feel nearly as intense as the right did. It's just something I take note of. It's not a judgment. It's just my body will be different day to day. And I'm going to move my foam roll up above. Going to check our time on our cameras here, see how we're doing. So I'm going to work just a little bit of sit here into, I don't know why I can't speak. I'm going to work into my quads, into the front of my thigh using the foam roller. So I'm going to move this guy down a little bit so that my hands could be up here. And I'm going to see if I can get it almost down at my knees so I can lean forward and get a grip onto the quads. I'm going to bring down into my forearms so I can gently roll up and down. Now for you, when you roll down towards the knee, is it more tender or is it kind of middle of the quad? I'm going to go to about middle. I'm going to scoot my legs in so that my legs and toes, my toes kind of fall in, but it feels like my thighs roll open. Now from there, do I want to roll to the right or to the left? For you, if you want to change it, what happens if you bend and roll? I'm not really aggressively rolling. I'm really using leverage and angle to compress and press into the quadriceps. If I want more pressure on one side or the other, I can lean into the left side. Can I cross the right leg over? And then kind of pin that left thigh right into the roll. Right there. I can lift myself. I can mobilize. I can move. If I want to switch now into the right leg, maybe the excess pressure would be too much. Where's your spot? Is it closer to the knee? Is it lowering yourself down? Or is it backing up, a little bit reinforced, left leg stacked? Ooh. If I roll onto one side and I want to come higher, up, ooh, there we go, right there. Little bit of movement here, stacking the body, stacking weight on the roller. Are you rolling back or forward? Feels good to me right there. Now, this other leg is free. Oh, see? What happens if I move this guy around? Go slow as you switch to the opposite side. And roll a little bit to the left. Ooh, very tender. I had a hard time with this one. It's going to take me a second. There we go. Find a good hand and arm position so you're stacked. You can bring the body up. Ooh. Find a good spot. Hang out. Breathe. One of the ways you're going to excel as a body worker is by consistently, in an ongoing way, working on yourself. When you understand pressure, leverage, joint mobility, it's going to feed into your body work practice when you work on others. And I'm going to bring myself up and forward, grab onto both, see if I can find one more spot. Is it closer to the knees? For me, I think it is. Right? Ooh, man. Ooh. Then I'm going to put my hands underneath and lift myself off. I'm going to put the foam roll out to the side. And I'm going to go back to the front of the mat and do a sun salute just to see how my legs, hips feel after having done all that. I feel completely different through here because of what we just did. Big in breath, arms up. And swan dive forward. Walk it out. Oh, totally different than when we started for sure. Right foot back. Deep runner's lunge. Swan dive forward, left foot back, plank, lower yourself down, reach up and through, and down dog. Walk it out, left to right, side to side. Totally different body, feels completely different to me. Retraining your nervous system. Reach right foot forward, runner's lunge. Step forward, forward hold. And roll up. Turn around, down onto your back. Roll the right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade down and away. Long neck. You can shimmy like that as many times as you need just to create some space between the shoulder blade and neck. You're going to lift your bottom, tucking the tailbone out. It feels like you're gently flattening your lumbar curve. But go with what feels good to you. If you need to stay in this sit-up position, feel free, especially if you're having some issues with your lumbar spine. But you're going to lengthen the legs down below and a little bit wider than hips width distance apart. Just let the legs roll open. Breathe through your nose. If you're like me and you have allergies, breathe through your mouth. Just make sure you're getting good, solid air flow. As you breathe, focus on all that subtle movement. As you inhale, as you exhale, what do you feel moving? Undulating, unwinding. Just let the breath move through your body. Anywhere you feel tension, hold your focus there. Can you breathe and release? Let the area go. Relax your jaw. Relax your face. All of your tissue softens. Feels like your bones fall down and away from each other. Warm, pliable joints. As you begin to wake up, you can move the fingers and toes. And slowly roll onto your right side. You're going to sit up and face forward. Cross the legs however is comfortable for you. You can pull the flesh away from your sit bones. Pointer finger and thumb will touch on either side of the hand. Backs of the hands on the knees. Pointer finger and thumbs touch on either hand. I'm rocking gently back and forth. I'm trying to put my shoulder blades in a position where it feels like I fall with the shoulder blades back and down, while my spine is long and lengthened. A little bit of undulation here through the head and neck. I want to feel tall all the way up through my crown. And palms at your chest, prayer position.